straight from the heart of East Tennessee. This is 10 News at 5.
Changes are on the way for your iPhones, iPads, and iPods. Today, we're taking a closer look at Apple's new upgrades. Yes, more upgrades on the way. Welcome back to 10 News at 5. I'm Beth Haynes. Apple is generating some buzz once again with the announcement of their new operating system, which will bring some new fixes and tweaks to their incredibly popular line of gadgets as well as computers. The company announced the release of iOS6 yesterday. The update will separate the company from ties to Google with the addition of Apple's own maps and GPS navigation systems. Also in the cards for this update, better integration with Facebook for posting comments, photos, and status updates. Other changes include updates for Siri, the iCloud, and FaceTime calling. And while the updates won't hit devices until later this year, Apple also introduced a new line of MacBook Pro laptop computers, which are now available. Well, for more on the topic, we are joined by tech expert Dan Thompson from Claris Networks. We appreciate you being with us.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting an announcement of an upgrade to the system, the iOS6. Let's begin by getting your thoughts on these updates.
Yeah, this is obviously a really cool time. The WWDC event is always just, if you're an Apple geek, this is your day, right? And so there was lots of buzz about what's going to be announced and that sort of thing. And I was really excited. The iOS 6 brings some really neat features that people have been asking for a while. And the MacBook stuff was just incredible that they announced. So lots of really cool things to get excited about. It was one of the better events where they didn't announce a new iPhone or a new iPad. So right. there was enough buzz around just the general upgrades to the operating systems that people were really excited.
Well, one of the things we were talking about is the severing ties with Google Maps. In my opinion, the iPhone needed some help in this area, but they have gone to a lot of trouble and a major investment here.
Yeah, extreme measures in my opinion. I was actually, I wasn't totally shocked because this has kind of been the rumor for a while is that they were developing their own map thing. But to me, I was a little taken aback because why would you go to that much effort to develop your own map thing? But the turn-by-turn navigation, the Siri integration, apparently that was enough to make them move. Who knows how much they're paying Google behind the scenes to be able to offer that on their devices. So apparently they saw it as a good enough investment, but surely that cost a lot of money.
Well, yeah, and you mentioned the Facebook and the Siri, and I'm saying it wrong. I'm a moron. Obviously, I don't use it. That's why you're here. Along with FaceTime, was this just public outcry, users demanding to see improvements in these areas?
Yeah, absolutely. FaceTime, you know, was one of those features that they came out with, and everybody's like, oh, this is really cool. And then you found out, oh, you can only use it on Wi-Fi. Right. Of course, you could jailbreak your phones, which, you know, whether you do that or not, whether that's legal or not, I'll leave that up to the viewers. But now that it's available on, you know, just over cellular connection, the data connections, I mean, that's awesome. What's going to be interesting to see, though, is the fallout from the extra data that's now going to be consumed. I mean, you and I talk time and time again about data charges going up with the various vendors. So this is going to be a bit of a data hog. So you're going to want to be careful, especially if you're on one of those no longer unlimited plans.
Yeah, be watching your bill and your usage very closely. Let's talk about, I mean, Apple's great at PR, and this is a way to create buzz, which they're known for. But it's not coming out till fall. Why so early in the launch campaign?
This is kind of Apple's thing. If you want to take a step back and do a study on how to really create a buzz and how to really create interest in your products, Apple is the company to watch. And they use these developer conferences as a way to start generating buzz and getting people excited. They are the masters at creating interest in products and then just selling the fool out of these things when they come released. So, you know, this is typical of how they launch things. They'll let everybody know. They'll let the blogging community just you know, bull over these things and get just everybody so excited that when launch day, I mean, you got lines everywhere, you know, if it's a new piece of hardware, and then people are just buzzing about, hey, is there any way to get iOS 6 sooner than that? Or, you know, I mean, it's just kind of how they do their thing. And really, I mean, it's why they're at the top of their game. So,
well, one thing we do want to note with the iOS 6, it's not going to support the original, the first version of the iPad. Going to be a disappointment to a lot of people. Why is that? And are we going to see that with maybe early versions of iPhone and iPod?
Right. You know, and that's a great question. There has been a lot of confusion over why not the iPad, the original iPad, because they're supporting phones all the way back to the 3GS, which is interesting. My knee-jerk reaction was, well, maybe because it didn't have a front-facing camera, but neither did the 3GS. So who knows why they didn't go back. What's interesting, though, is that they are going all the way back on the 3GS with the phones. A lot of the Android community's frustration is Google releases these new versions of an operating system for the phone, and then they're not backward compatible very much, and it just takes forever to get these updates rolled out, whereas Apple does a great job at that. They're rolling these things out like clockwork. It's easy for the users to predict when they're going to have new functionality. So I would be less focused on, hey, it doesn't support the iPad 1 as opposed to, hey, look how far back they went on the phones.
Right.
It's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, we say fall. Do we know an exact target date or a month?
I have not heard an exact target date yet. Fall is what is just kind of in the buzz. There's a whole lot of speculation. I hate to fall in those camps of people who are saying, oh, it's going to be in September, because it seems like no matter what you guess, they're always wrong. So.
Well, that's also part of the marketing.
It is. It is.
Again, part of that buzz. Well, Dan, we appreciate you being here.
No problem.
Great topic, and we'll continue to talk about this until the launch, which will take place in the fall. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, well, still ahead, with healthier sounding kids' meals popping up at fast food chains, many parents think they're making smarter decisions for their children. Oh, but not so fast. Some of those meals are surprisingly high in cholesterol, fat, as well as sodium. We'll tell you about the top offenders coming up next. And Coach Conzo Martin heads to Chattanooga with some familiar faces from the Vols squad to help give some future basketball hopefuls a pointer or two. More on that coming up in sports. Stay with us.